Hello, I'm DeDe, and in this 30-minute session, we'll do what I like to call gentle yoga stretch. As long as you can get down on the floor and back up successfully, we'll be down on the floor the whole time, so this is appropriate for you. Here's what you'll need. A yoga mat if you have access to one. If you're on carpet, you might not need one. A small towel, we're going to use that for extra padding and as a pillow when needed. And then of course, some water for hydration. So this gentle yoga stretch is great to do after you go for a walk, before you play golf, before you go to sleep at night, when you wake up in the morning. Just about any time you want to feel a little bit more stretched out, a little bit more limber, a little calmer, a little more peaceful. So thanks for being here with me. Let's begin in a seated position. So come down. We won't get back up again until the very end. If the floor is not your thing, try sitting up on something like a folded towel. And if that still isn't right for you, sit on a chair and then come down when the time is right. Sitting up on your towel just tilts your pelvis a little bit to make it easier to sit up with greater ease. And then you'll cross your legs in a way that's comfortable for you. And if you need your feet further away from you, place them further away so your knees can drop down a little bit more. The important thing is to be comfortable here. So let's do a little bit of breathing to start us out. One hand on the abdomen and one hand on the chest. The reason we're doing this is so we can start to feel the rise and fall of our breath fully, so we can really experience that rise and fall. So feel free to close your eyes here if you want, or leave them open. As usual with our yoga practice, we want to try to breathe through our nose on the inhale as well as on the exhale. Now the reason why we placed our hands on our abdomen and chest is because we want to start the inhale down by our abdomen, and then we want to fill upward toward our top hand. And then as we exhale, we want to let all the air go. So try that. First you inhale belly, and then ribs expanding, and then chest lifts, and then exhale and let it all go. So this deep three-part breathing, belly, ribs, and chest, helps to bring us to the right state of body and state of mind. It relaxes and calms our nervous system. It relaxes our connective tissue, our muscles. It's a good way to start, and that's why we're doing it now. Now, if you can maintain this breathing, you don't have to have your hands on your belly and your chest. You can just rest your hands in your lap. All right, let's do a little bit of movement here now. Let your arms come down to your sides. You can open your eyes. Let's roll the shoulders up and back and down. Let's do it again. Inhale and then exhale. One more. Now inhale, take your arms out. Exhale, let's lean over to one side, nice and easy, not too big. And then we'll do the same direction again. So inhale to come up. Exhale over, lean on your bottom hand. Two more. If it feels good to go a little further, go ahead and go further. Feel the stretch in your waist. Now let's switch. exhale. Inhale. Keep your hips anchored to the floor. And then we'll come back to the center. So keep breathing. If you're sitting with your legs folded as I am, change to your other leg in front. Then let's take the arms out. Inhale. Exhale, twist and look over one shoulder. And we'll go same direction again. Hello, Prissy. One more time, you're moving with your breath. Now let's go the other way this time. Two more. And then we'll come back to the center. Inhale. And on the exhale, lean forward, hinge from your hips. And then do it again. So your back is still long and straight. I always like to say, reaching out through the crown of your head. Let's do it a couple more times. As you lean forward, can you feel the stretch a little more on the side where your leg is in front? That might be the case. And then let's switch our legs again. Inhale. And then exhale and lean forward. Now, if you need your feet further out in front of you to be comfortable here, then move your feet further out in front. It's okay to do that. Exhale. One more time. All right, let's sit up. Circle around through your wrists a couple of times with the fingers open and then with the fingers closed. And then one more time, let's change our legs. Let's inhale, take the arms back, palms facing forward. And then exhale, little fingers come together. And then again. Stretching through our shoulders and chest. Now this time we cross one arm over the top. So exhale as you do that. And then the next time the other arm will cross over the top. So feel the stretch in the front of your torso and then through the back of your torso. Can you feel that? Between the shoulder blades maybe? All right, bring the arms down, roll the shoulders up and back and down. And now we're going to lie down. So here's where you may want to use this folded towel as a pillow under your head. If that's the case, go ahead and place it there. If you're not going to use it for that, just have it off to the side. Carefully rolling onto our back, excuse me, onto your elbows, and then finally lying all the way down. Let's bring one knee into the chest, followed by the other. Hold on to your knees, and then circle one clockwise and one counterclockwise. So everything we've done right after we were finished with the breathing has been limbering. Limbering makes us more flexible, more supple. Let's go the other way with our circles. But the best thing about limbering is that it prepares us for the deeper stretches that we're going to do in just a moment. All right, knees come into the chest. Now we're taking both knees around in the same direction. Allow your arms to do the work here. So your arms are creating the circling motion with your legs. So your back and your hips can relax. If you find yourself looking at me continuously, that's probably not going to be that comfortable for your neck. So feel free to look up at the ceiling instead of straight over at me. Let's go the other direction. Make sure you look at me when you need to, but don't continuously look if you don't have to. Now let's come back to the center. Stretching one leg up toward the ceiling, flexing the foot, and then switching. Push your heel up toward the ceiling, and then switch. Push. It doesn't matter how straight your knee goes. Just enough to feel like you're limbering the backs of your legs. Flexing the foot so we can get some stretch in our calf muscles as well. All right, let's bring the knees back into the chest. Now we circle around through the ankles. The feet are going in one direction, big circles. And then the other way too. Now we're taking one foot down, followed by the other foot. Let's move the feet out so they're wider than our shoulders. Then we'll take the arms out to the sides. They can be closer down to the sides, but if you're able to, bring them out. Turn the palms up and the inner elbows up too. Now we'll do some windshield wipers. So inhale, and on the exhale, your knees go to one side and your head turns opposite. And then inhale to the center, and exhale the other direction. There's a lot of things taking place in this move. We're limbering our neck because we're turning our head. We're getting a little stretch through the chest and shoulders. We're getting some spinal twist. And we're getting a hip stretch on our top hip. Inhale, center, exhale, twist. One more. Let's come back to the center. Now we turn the toes in a little bit, just a little bit, turning the toes in, and then we lean the knees toward one another. And then we pull them apart, and we move the feet a little wider, and we lean the knees toward one another again. Take them apart, step your feet a little bit wider, turn your toes in, lean the knees in. So what we're trying for here is to get to a point where they don't quite meet in the middle. And then when you get to that point, you hold. So your knees are leaning in toward one another, but they're not quite touching. You can feel that stretch in your deep hip rotators. Can you feel that? Just breathe, try to relax your knees in toward one another, but they're not quite touching. And you might find that you're not on the outer edges of your feet for this. You're on the inner edges of your feet only. Easy does it now. Let's come back up. Walk the feet in about hip joint distance apart and take your right leg up toward the ceiling. Now inhale, and on the exhale, draw the knee in closer. And then inhale, let it move away. Exhale, draw it in closer. Use your arms to do this. Let's do 2 more. And now this time we draw the knee in closer and we stay here. Flex your foot. Try to get a little bit straighter knee if you're able. Now stretch out your left leg along the floor. Stay here, keep breathing. Try to relax your shoulders. If they're tense, let them relax. And then from here, bend your right knee, take your right foot down, left leg up. Inhale, hold on to the back of it. On the exhale, pull it in. So this is the limbering part. This time we pull in and we keep it in close. Stay here. Stretch your right leg out along the floor. Now you should feel a strong sensation of stretch, not pain, but stretch. If your leg is trembling, if you feel anything approaching pain, then back off of the stretch a little bit. We want to make it powerful, but not painful. And then bend your left knee, put your left foot down, cross your right ankle over your left knee, and push your knee away. And then let it come in. With your right hand, push your knee away. And 2 more. You can flex your foot. Now push the knee away and stay here, or bring your knees in and hold the leg here. And then you can still push your legs away. So that's a lot of stretch for the right hip. All right, now let's release our left foot down, followed by our right foot. Left ankle crosses over. Inhale. With your left hand now, exhale, push the knee away. Now this time push it away and stay there, or pull it in this way and hold on, push it away and stay here. Just a reminder to relax your shoulders. Left hip, big stretch for that left hip. All right, now take your left leg, stretch it out, bring it all the way down to the floor. Put your right foot on your inner left thigh, and then with your left hand, guide your knee across into a twist. take your right arm down to your side or way out at your side in line with your shoulder if you can. And then you can look in the direction of your right hand, you can look straight up, or you can look to the left. You choose. If your knee feels like it needs some support, use your left hand to support it. Otherwise, keep using your left hand to guide the knee toward the ground. Do your best to keep your right shoulder down on the ground. Don't let it come up. If your knee is down and your shoulder's up like this, lift your knee up so your shoulder can come down. We want to anchor our shoulders. Now, if it's not too much stretch, step your right foot beyond your left leg. That's a lot more stretch for the hip. So if it's too much, go back to here with your foot on your leg. Otherwise, foot on the floor. Now let's help the right knee back to the center using the hand. And then we'll come back to centered hips. Right leg is straight. And then you'll take your left knee across. Your left arm is down or out. Guide your knee across. Stay right here. Remember, if your shoulder's coming up, try to correct that. Such a wonderful spinal twist. Can you feel it all the way up? Maybe all the way down towards your hip? And speaking of that, let's see how it feels to step the foot beyond the right leg. Does that feel okay? And then we'll help the knee back to the center, and we'll recenter our hips. Let's draw the knees back into the chest now. Hold on to the backs of your thighs. Separate your legs and rock from one hip to the other hip. Massage your pelvis and your low back into the floor. All right, one foot down, followed by the other foot. Let's turn over onto our side and we'll help ourselves up. Use your arms to press yourself up. Let's come to a sitting position now. So if you'd like to sit on your folded towel, you can. Just put it right under your hips. Let's bring the soles of our feet together and let the knees drop out to the side. It doesn't matter how low or how high your knees are. You just get them wherever you can get them. Now you can hold on to your ankles, or you can take one or both hands behind, or you can take one or both hands in front. Choose the one that works best for you, and then relax your shoulders. Try to tip forward with a long spine instead of rounding. With each exhale, try to relax a little bit further if you're able. Now let's come up and we'll move the feet a little bit further forward. So wherever you were, just there. And then same guidelines here. Hands behind, one or both hands on your ankles, one or both hands forward. And then help yourself up. One more. We're going to try to go a little bit further forward. You have your toes together with the corresponding toes on the other foot. You still have your heels together as well. And then tipping forward with some help from your hands. You can rest your elbows on your legs, or you can reach forward toward your feet. Even though this is a very similar pose, we did these 3 variations, it should feel very different for your hips, because when your feet are in a different place, it's a different angle at your hips. And then we'll come up. Now, I'm facing you. You can face me. You're going to straighten out mostly your left leg and then bend your right leg like this. Your knee and your toes are facing up and you're sitting up straight and tall. So if you need to sit on your folded towel in order to sit up straight and tall, make sure that you do. Now both hips are down. Even with this knee bent, this hip is still down. Let's do a side bend now. Inhale, exhale, let your hand come down on your shin and take your top arm over. So we started out with a bend in our knee. If you feel like you don't need that bend in your knee, feel free to straighten your leg out if that's comfortable for you. And if you can reach and grab your foot or your ankle, go ahead and do that. Here's something to think about. Try not to shorten the front of your body. Keep the front of your body lengthened and shorten the side of your body instead. And feel the difference. Now, if your top arm can straighten, let it straighten. Otherwise, you're here. All right, sweep your top arm over and down, and let's switch. Fold this leg in, this leg folds out, and start with it a little bit bent. Nice and tall. Inhale, exhale, reach down your shin, and this top arm goes over. The front of your body is still long. Feel the side stretch. It's pretty powerful. Now see if you can straighten your leg, still flexing your foot. See if you can reach a little further down, and then see if you can straighten your top arm. And if you can't, that's okay. Let's bring the top arm down, and then we'll sit comfortably with our legs crossed. Maybe this is a good time to put the towel under your hips. Maybe this is a good time for you to get back into the chair and sit that way. Whatever works for you. Let's take our palms together, raise the arms up, and then bend your elbows until your thumbs come down near the back of your neck. And if your elbows are really wide, try to make them a little more narrow if you're able. Now your chin is off your chest, ears are still over your shoulders. Feel that stretch in the back of your upper arms. And then bring your arms around and down, shoulders are down. Let's go side to side here. Stretching through our wrists a little bit, maybe through our fingers. All right, and then release that. Your arms are down at your sides now. Roll your shoulders up and back and down. 2 more times. So how do you feel now? You feel a little more limber, a little calmer, more tranquil, peaceful, a little more comfortable in your skin? I hope so. Thanks for being here with me, but more importantly, thank yourself for doing this just for you. And I'll see you next time.